Ebusuafo ne ahwefo emo bi akobade ba Undeck TV so send the dey kan obodi answer betumi emi subscribe button no so no subscribe na for like na wetumi a share no we comment was ne betumi.
You know, it's your boy Captain to the Planet. I'm here to talk to you about Undeck TV. Please subscribe to Undeck TV. Subscribe.
Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, let me first and foremost admit and acknowledge the all-encompassing approach for which the Minister has responded to the question. Mr. Speaker, but I want to get some specifics. What specific changes have been made to the Ghana Armed Forces operational deployments along the Eastern corridors, including the rapid response task, surveillance, drones, and forward operation bases if we have any, and what are the current routes for engagement to the border and the post? Thank you.
Yes. Can you repeat the question?
Mr. Speaker, is that? I am speaking to the mic. Okay, so, Mr. Speaker, I first and foremost want to acknowledge the all-encompassing response that were given by the Minister. But I am only seeking for some specifics. I'm asking that what changes have been made to the Ghana Armed Forces operational deployment along the Eastern corridors, including the use of rapid response task forces, surveillance drones, and the forward operational bases, if we have any, along the Eastern corridor, and what are the current rules of engagement for the border patrols? Thank you.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I'm sure the honorable member knows that detailed operational issues of the armed forces cannot be disclosed in the chamber of parliament. Detailed operational issues, how many drones are you using, how many soldiers, and where are you deploying, those are detailed operational issues, and they cannot be disclosed in the chamber of parliament. And secondly, Mr. Speaker, if you check our standing orders, we are asked to be careful when it relates to a foreign country. When it relates to a foreign country, we need to be careful. If you check the Order 86, says that questions shall not refer discourteously to any country, nor contain expressions that are likely to undermine the foreign relations between Ghana and another country. So in this regard, we need to be careful because there is a foreign country involved, our immediate neighbor. So we need to be careful the kind of questions that we ask and how we refer to a foreign country. Should we even be debating the instability situation in their country? These are all matters that we need to be careful about. But I think that a question about the detailed operational issues of the armed forces is a question that should not be allowed by the Right Honourable Speaker.
Honourable Member for very well.
Speaker, with respect, I listened to the Majority Leader, and with greatest respect to him, I disagree with his intervention. He attempted to ground his intervention in Order 86K, but he completely mixed the issues and missed the point. The honorable member's supplementary question did not seek to refer discourteously to any country, nor could he say that the question contained expressions that are likely to undermine the foreign relations between Ghana and any other country. Mr. Speaker, with respect, That was not the mainstay of his question. The burden of the question was to get from the minister those operational activities and to give some breakdown. I mean, he can be general, but for the majority leader to attempt to invoke 86K and by so doing invite you to rule him out of order, Mr. Speaker, with the greatest respect, is not a fair approach. The honorable member has complied with the rule on supplementary questions. What he is asking is emanating from the main answer from the minister. That is all his prayer. If the minister knew that those matters were sensitive and of national security in nature, then he shouldn't have provided it in his answer. The respected member, Honorable Asafweje, is not introducing anything new. He is only saying, asking a question based on what the Honorable Minister at the dispatch box has told the Parliament of Ghana. So, Mr. Speaker, with respect, the member is not out of order. He is within the rules. He's acted within the tenet of supplementary question. And do not be inclined to this invitation. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I actually did not raise an objection to the question for some reason. But when you sit in the Parliament of Ghana and you describe the situation in Togo as political instability in Togo, you have, in my opinion, discourteously referred to the situation of a foreign country. People are engaged in their demonstrations. They have a right to demonstrate. And the government is managing their situation. You are inviting this House to interfere in a matter involving a foreign country. But I saw that, but I allowed it to pass. The minister gave you an answer. You yourself admitted that the minister's answer has been comprehensive enough, and you commended the minister for providing a comprehensive answer. So I thought that the matter would have ended there. Now you are saying that the minister should now give you the detailed operational activities of the soldiers. He said that detailed operational activities of the soldiers, including how many drones are they deploying, how many officers are they deploying, how many men are they deploying. And I'm saying that when you get to that level, you are asking for too much detail, and operational matters are not matters that the minister should come and stand here in the chamber and be telling us the operational details of a deployment. It doesn't happen anywhere. That is why I raised the objection, and I even then went back and showed you that your question itself had difficulties, just that we decided to ignore it and allow you to ask the question. The Togolese government can write to us and say, why are you describing the situation in my country as political instability? Why are you interfering in the affairs of my country? They have a right to ask us. What is happening in Togo is the business of Togo. If you have evidence that a Ghanaian in any way, you can now ask a question about the condition of that Ghanaian who has been, either killed or anything has happened to a Ghanaian. So that is the context in which I make reference to that order. But my actual objection is asking for operational details of what the military are doing at the border. No, I don't think that the minister should be answering questions about operational details of the armed forces.
That's even by a substantive question.
Minority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, with respect, we have to appreciate the issues before us in proper perspective and in the context that the rules of this House allow. By the way, and for the avoidance of doubt, Order 85.1 provides, and I quote with the leave of the House, the Speaker is responsible for the admissibility of a question. Mr. Speaker, the foundation upon which the supplementary question is being mounted has already been approved by the Speaker. This question was admitted as urgent question. The content of the question and the content of the supplementary question, Mr. Speaker, are one and the same by way of import. The question provides, quote, to ask the Minister for Defense what measures the ministry is taking to ensure the territorial integrity, security of officers and citizens of Ghana in the midst of the recent political instability in Togo. Mr. Speaker has admitted this question. It's been advertised. Communication has been transmitted to the ministry. The minister is here to answer. So it is too late in the day for any issue to be raised on admissibility, with the greatest respect. The minister again provides details in his answer. And it is upon this that the respected colleague from Bosomi Fremu is asking. So for the majority leader, Mr. Speaker, to come in with a preliminary objection, Mr. Speaker, in my view, he is trying to displace you of your bona fide. He's trying to displace you of your bona fide. It is not within his mandate because, Mr. Speaker, the question has already been admitted. If you come to Order 85.2, it says when a question is admitted by the Speaker, the clerk shall immediately communicate the text to the minister, member or head of the independent constitutional body to whom the question is addressed and notify the business committee. You have been notified. You've programmed the person. And the member of parliament is here discharging his duties. Now you are raising security matters and now you're saying you are invoking 86K, that the question itself is problematic, but you allowed it. Mr. Majority Leader, it is not for you to allow or disallow. I beg to submit. 86K, that you are invoking that to you, you want to interpret it to mean he is discourteously referring to a foreign country. Mr. Majority Leader, with respect, this question has been admitted by the Speaker. It's been admitted. Mr. Speaker, we need not belabor on this matter anymore.
Honorable members, I think I have heard a lot on this particular matter. It is not for any reason that members of our Security and Intelligence Committee had to take oath in order to operate within the ambit of that committee. The question asked has been answered. I am of the view that stretching it further into the detailed operational activities would have been taking these security matters too far into the public domain. So, with all due respect, Honorable Member, I will humbly overrule the question. If you have another question, you may do so.
Mr. Speaker, as it pleases you, we will take note of the precedents. Honorable Member, take note and reframe your question. Mr. Speaker, we thank you.
So, Honorable Member, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker,
yes, Majority Leader, the member has not asked any question.
No, that is so.
Yes.
Just for the records of this House, we are all guided by our rules, including a Speaker. We are all guided by our rules, including a speaker. The rules say a speaker should admit questions. But the rules say these are the conditions for admissibility of questions. Time and again in this House, speakers have admitted questions, but on the floor, objections have been raised to those questions, speakers' minds drawn to certain considerations, and on the basis of those matters brought to the attention of speakers, they themselves have said, no, do not answer this question. So don't just say that because a speaker has admitted a question that nobody can ever raise an objection to the question being asked. Because speakers are human. Judges are human. That is why we have an opportunity to appeal cases up to the Supreme Court, and even after they have ruled, to ask for a review, because it is a human institution. And he knows that at any point you can even raise questions of jurisdiction in litigation. At any point. Even when the case has traveled far. So the same way, a speaker can admit a question, but when his attention is drawn to certain issues, he may decide, oh, no. I think that I erred, so this question should not be asked. So I don't want to make the world believe that once a speaker has admitted a question, no one in the chamber can raise a question of the propriety or otherwise of the admissibility of that question. If you say that maybe we should raise, if a speaker has taken a decision, there's a procedure for challenging the decision of the speaker. I agree. But I said that I saw it, flagged it, but did not object to the question being asked. I said that. Even though I personally felt there was something wrong with that question. But I didn't object to the question being asked. So I didn't challenge the decision of the speaker. I allowed the decision of the speaker to prevail. But then it is the subsequent follow-up question that I was objecting to, which has been ruled upon by the speaker. I just wanted for the purpose of the records.
Yeah.
Mr. Speaker, if I have your indulgence.
Yes, Honorable Minister.
In the second line after government scholarship, I do agree with the committee to delete award and substitute it with awarded for the elegance of the construction there. And Mr. Speaker, at committee level, what is referred to as bilateral partner is, for instance, I met with the ambassador of the United Arab Emirates today, who is saying that they may be able to award scholarship up to 20 persons. That would be a bilateral agreement between Ghana and the United Arab Emirates. There may be instances where, for instance, Morocco may also say that they want to award scholarship, or Spain, or France. So that is the context of bilateral. Multilateral, I'm not too sure. Multilateral, the word multilateral, I'm not too sure. Thank you.
Abusuafoɔ ne ahwɛfoɔ emu bi akɔbɛde ba Unidec TV so send the adi kan a wɔbɛde answer betumi emi subscribe button no so no subscribe na for like na wetumi ahye no wogya comment was ne betumi.
You know, it's your boy Captain to the Planet. I'm here to talk to you about Unidec TV. Please subscribe to Unidec TV. Subscribe. If